Today was day 3 of the monsoon session of Parliament and day 3 of almost zero productivity. Both houses barely functioned for a few minutes before being adjourned today. Although a couple of bills were tabled by the government, one was the National Sport Governance Bill and the other was the National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill. But all of this was overshadowed by protests by opposition MPs, sloganeering, storming the well of the House, chaos, ruckus, the usual familiar scenes played out. Remember, this session has also taken a dramatic, unexpected turn. And that is, of course, the surprise resignation of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar on Monday night. Now, Dhankar has cited health grounds for his resignation, but the BJP's silence and the Prime Minister's supposed cold reply has made it clear that something went horribly wrong behind the scenes. The opposition India bloc says, "Dal mein kuch kala hai," or something is fishy. On one hand, the BJP is in a huddle now after Dhankar's resignation. Ministers are meeting behind closed doors. Amit Shah has met the Lok Sabha Speaker. Reportedly, Prime Minister Modi has also met BJP President JP Nadda and Amit Shah today before taking off for the United Kingdom. Speculations are on in full swing as to who will succeed Jagdeep Dhankar as the Vice President of India. As we record this video, the Election Commission of India has set the ball rolling for the next Vice Presidential election. Reports say if all goes as per the timeline, India could get its new VP by the end of August. So we'll keep tracking that space for you, of course. But today, let's look at what the opposition was up to. Their line on the Dhankar row is largely clear, that the government has to come clean on what went wrong and why Dhankar was forced to resign. Like I said, dal mein kuch kala hai is what the opposition is saying. In addition, the India Alliance has taken up the issue of the special intensive revision of Bihar's voter roll by the Election Commission of India. The exercise is nearing completion. The opposition continues to raise the red flag on what they call an illegal exercise. Inside Parliament, opposition leaders were seen raising posters against this exercise and demanding an urgent discussion on this matter. Outside Parliament, Rahul Gandhi took this one step further, claiming he has evidence of election manipulation in other states. Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. So this morning, top leaders of the India Alliance protested in the Parliament premises. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Samajwadi Party's Akhilesh Yadav, DMK's TR Balu, Shiv Sena UBT Sanjay Raut, Kalyan Banerjee from the TMC, all of them were present. Many of them were seen wearing black clothes and carrying placards against the special intensive revision in Bihar, also raising slogans like "Save Democracy" and "Stop Vote Bandi." Now, like I said, the opposition has been protesting in both houses of Parliament against the SIR. The main concern being that this hurried exercise by the EC is aimed at disenfranchising voters in Bihar ahead of the crucial assembly elections. Opposition claims almost 3 crore voters would be disenfranchised as a result of this exercise. Now, just in case you're not aware of what this SIR is all about, here's a quick brief summary for you. On the 24th of June, the Election Commission of India announced a special intensive revision of the electoral roll of Bihar. Under this, EC officials would go door to door and distribute enumeration forms to 8 crore voters of Bihar, which of course the voters would have to fill and then submit back to officials of the EC. The last such SIR was done way back in 2003. So EC has kept that as the benchmark. And on the basis of that, it says that those part of the electoral roll as of January 2003, they do not need to submit any documents except the extract of the electoral roll of 2003. But those registered after 2003, that is roughly 2.9 to 3 crore voters or 37% of the entire electorate of Bihar, these voters have to effectively prove their citizenship. A list of 11 documents has been given by the EC through which they have to prove their date and place of birth and their parents too as required. Now, these documents that the EC is asking for range from matriculation certificate, pension order, birth certificate, forest right certificate, etc. Now, notably, the EC has told the Supreme Court that Aadhaar card, which is a readily available document across the country, doesn't count as proof in this exercise. Neither does a voter ID, through which these 3 crore odd voters have been able to vote all these years. Now, the Election Commission says that the objective of the exercise is to weed out ineligible voters. Opposition parties and activists have raised a few pertinent questions, like why does this vast exercise have to take place now, just months before an election? How will people of Bihar, many of whom come from extremely poor background, manage to furnish these documents so quickly? Critics add that this exercise is EC's bid to weed out genuine voters and eventually favor the Bharatiya Janata Party. Remember, several ground reports have exposed the reality of this exercise. The people of Bihar, many of them illiterate, do not know in several cases what to make of these forms that are being given to them by the EC. The documents that the EC has asked for are not readily available with them. And by the time they do manage to get these documents, somehow the deadline would be over. In fact, senior journalist Ajit Anjum has exposed how block level officers are signing the forms themselves in a hurry on behalf of the voter, just to eventually show an inflated figure. Net-net, this exercise, the special intensive revision, seems to be a complete mess, as reports from the ground suggest. In fact, not just the opposition, the mood of the people of Bihar too has now started to come out. As per a survey by Vote Vibe, 27.3% says that this exercise, the SIR, was not required at this time. 14.8% said that this is an exercise to manipulate election results. And 34.5% people surveyed by Vote Vibe say that this is an exercise to remove illegal voters. Now, interestingly, this survey also goes on to point out that Nitish Kumar, the sitting Chief Minister of Bihar, his chances in the upcoming elections are not bright. He's staring at a huge anti-incumbency, and that his rival from the RJD, that is Tejasvi Yadav, is gaining more popularity as a potential CM. Now let's come back to the SIR topic at hand. The deadline for this exercise to end and for the draft electoral roll to be published is the 1st of August, which is almost a week from now. The opposition is continuing to raise its voice to say that mass deletions would take place and disenfranchise genuine voters too. Yesterday, we got some figures. It came to light that 52 lakh voters have been removed from Bihar's voter list. Now, the EC says that these were likely dead or migrated voters because these 52 lakh or more than 52 lakh people were not found at their addresses when the EC officials visited them. As per the EC's breakdown, 18 lakh people are reported dead, 26 lakh voters have shifted to different constituencies, and 7 lakh are enrolled at 2 places in 2 constituencies. Back in Parliament, the opposition wants to debate this. They want to take on the government and get them to answer more and clear all doubts regarding this exercise. Because after all, 52 lakh voters is a huge number, especially given the pile of questions EC finds itself in on free and fair elections in India. So the opposition is not backing down. When Congress MP and Lok Sabha LOP Rahul Gandhi was asked about it during the protests that the opposition MPs were doing outside Parliament, he said that this is not just about Bihar alone. Mr. Gandhi repeated his allegations that the 2024 Maharashtra Assembly elections were a fraud, where eventually the BJP-led Mahayuti alliance won 232 out of 288 assembly seats, a record in itself. Rahul Gandhi also claimed that the Congress had caught a huge theft in Karnataka, which he said he will tell the Election Commission about. Rahul Gandhi then went on to say that elections in India are being stolen.
बिहार की बात नहीं है, महाराष्ट्र में इन्होंने चीटिंग की। हमने सवाल पूछे इलेक्शन कमीशन से, दिखाइए, इन्होंने वोटर लिस्ट नहीं दिखाई। हमने कहा कि वीडियोग्राफी दिखा दीजिए, वीडियोग्राफी का कानून बदल दिया। 1 करोड़ नए वोटर्स आए थे महाराष्ट्र में और इलेक्शन चोरी की। ठीक है, कर्नाटक में हमने रिसर्च की है थोड़ी, कर्नाटक में हमने भयंकर चोरी पकड़ी। मैं ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में आपको दिखाऊंगा, इलेक्शन कमीशन को दिखाऊंगा। ठीक है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में कि कैसे चोरी की जाती है, कहाँ की जाती है। कर्नाटक में ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में है हमारे हाथ में। ठीक है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट। ठीक है, और यही काम इनको पता लग गया है, इनका जो गेम है हम समझ गए हैं। लोकसभा चुनाव की बात है। हमने एक कंस्टिट्यूएंसी चुनी, वहां पे हमने डीप डाइव किया, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम क्या है, ये वोटर लिस्ट देते हैं पेपर में, और पेपर की जब वोटर लिस्ट आती है उसको एनालाइज किया नहीं जा सकता। तो एक कंस्टिट्यूएंसी ने हमने पूरी की पूरी वोटर लिस्ट ली, उसको डिजिटल फॉर्मेट किया, 6 महीने लगे हमने, मगर हमने सारा का सारा मतलब इनका सिस्टम निकाल दिया है। ये कैसे करते हैं, कौन वोट करता है, कहाँ से वोट होता है, कैसे नए वोटर बनते हैं, पूरा का पूरा हमें मालूम है।
मशीन रीडेबल फॉर्मेट क्या है?
नहीं, अब इनको समझ आ गई बात, ठीक है। और अब इन्होंने क्या किया है कि अब हम बिहार का पूरा सिस्टम नए तरीके से करेंगे, वोटर डिलीट करेंगे और नए तरीके से वोटर लिस्ट लाएंगे। हिंदुस्तान में इलेक्शन चोरी किए जा रहे हैं, ये रियलिटी है हिंदुस्तान की।
Now, as of now, as far as Parliament is concerned, the Modi government doesn't seem to be in the mood to entertain this matter at all. Some media reports say that while the government will discuss Operation Sindoor at length, which was another opposition demand, the Bihar Special Intensive Revision is something that they might not discuss. Their reasoning, as per reports, is that the Special Intensive Revision is not their domain. It is the EC which is carrying out this exercise. So the government cannot answer on the EC's behalf, is what the government's version is being quoted in reports. But if the Congress's claims are to go by, the EC and the BJP are one and the same thing. As we record this, the Election Commission of India has not officially responded to the claims made by Rahul Gandhi outside Parliament today. But as we get closer to elections in Bihar later this year, and the electoral rolls come out following this huge exercise, expect the political arena in the state of Bihar to heat up. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.